Fuck is up, boys? What's cracking? It's your boy, Bong fucking Pongo. In today's episode, I will be smoking a cigarette, a Camel Turkish Gold, that which I have not done a review on. And today I'm going to be discussing with you the effects of social media addiction. Now, if you've always enjoyed this content, as I said before, go ahead and leave a little like down at the bottom there. And if you don't enjoy this content, fuck you. Alright, so, let's get on to it. Light going. So, boys, I've had a lot on my mind recently, you know how it goes. Nigga be thinking and shit, nigga be thinking about whatever. And one of the topics I've had on my mind a lot recently has to do with social media addiction, social media psychosis. Because I see a lot of that shit, you know, I'm on the fucking internet all the fucking time. I see what the fuck my people are posting, what the fuck they're talking about and shit. And my people be posting some disturbing shit, low key. I'd be going online just to, you know, get my dose of gaffs and giggles, my little meme dose of the day, you know. And usually when I'm on there, I can't help but like run into whatever the fuck my people are posting. And it's usually some weird like political shit or like some like cultural issue or whatever the fuck is going on. But it's not like two dudes sitting down and like going over the data together or anything like that. No, it's not like no professional debate or nothing. It's usually some dude who thinks that he knows fucking everything, getting behind a camera, like a, you know, like a little iPhone camera, like with the front camera, and telling you about how you're wrong about everything you know, because he's right, because he spent 27 days on the internet straight watching TikToks. So now he knows everything, and you don't, because you, silly chud, you don't know nothing. And I see a lot of this content, like it's almost like the majority of the shit that I see now from like the political side of whatever. And I remember, again, like when I was younger, like I just said, it was like debate content. It was like people like actually like having a conversation about like what they believe with each other, you know. One dude was on one side saying, I believe X, and then the dude was on the other side saying, I don't believe in X, and they would spend like an hour, like, you know, arguing with each other, bringing up actual points and shit, like actually having a real discussion. And by the end of it, you know, it's a debate, nobody really wins, but you'd be left thinking that at least like one of them had like a better presentation of their argument than the other or whatever. You know, it actually like it was real discussion. It was like a real thing. Like it was like what's the word I'm looking here? It was a real conversation. Like it wasn't just some bullshit about like I'm right, you're wrong shit. And I feel like as the last 10 years have gone on, it's just gotten worse and worse. All I see now is just people saying, "Oh, I'm right, you're wrong." They don't even tell you why. They just say that they're right and you're wrong because they read a couple articles or some shit. And then they'll try to use like headlines as though it's like proof. Like, oh, this headline says this. It says 30 bajillion people died in China. And then you actually go look at like the real like news reports and shit, like the AP reports. It says nothing about that. You know what I'm saying though. Motherfuckers they don't care anymore. Like they don't care to have like a quality filter on their shit. They don't care to prove what they're saying. They just want to be right. And it's like this social media fucking psychosis, you know. No longer is it about having a conversation with your friends. No longer is it about having a conversation with your neighbors or your followers or whatever the fuck, people on the other aisle of you. Now it's about telling people on the other side of you why they're wrong and you're right, no matter what. And because they're wrong, they're actually evil. See, because I'm right, and that means that I'm good. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's way the fuck more black and white. And I think this leads to some serious problems, and I've noticed some serious fucking problems as a result of this. This shit bleeds into the real world. Like friends of mine now, you know, you try to talk to them about just life or whatever the fuck, you know, you're just trying to have like a real normal conversation. And then they start saying some shit like, we live in a fascist dictatorship, it's 1984, it's the surveillance state, and they're gonna take over, and they're gonna deport me because I'm gay. Like, dude. Yeah, we live in a surveillance state, but that's nothing new. You guys are talking about this shit like it just fucking happened. Like, dude, you realize in 2004, George Bush legalized the use of propaganda on the American citizens, right? Like, this is an old fucking thing. They made a heart attack gun in the 60s, dude. Like, it's been a fucking panopticon prison for longer than you've been alive, longer than your parents have been alive. Like, don't act like this is some fucking new thing. And these motherfuckers act like because something in politics is wrong or not going the way they want it to, that suddenly the whole world is over. See, this one political thing happened, and now I can't live my life comfortably anymore. I gotta go online and tell you how uncomfortable I am. And it puts them into this state of like like fear and misery and shit, right? Like, people are no longer talking about optimism. They're no longer talking about how they want the world to be a better place or how the world could be a better place. They're talking about how it's not a good place and how it will never be a good place because so-and-so political issue. Kind of bugs the shit out of me, low-key. I don't know, the doom shit gets to me because I don't feel like the world's just going to randomly end. And even if society tomorrow collapsed, right? Even if all of a sudden the whole fucking city was on fire, like, humanity would still be around. It's not fucking doom and gloom. Like, just because something goes down in politics doesn't mean that all of a sudden humanity's over. How many fucking wars have we survived? How many genocides have we survived? How many fucking... Like, you know what I mean? There's been a lot of civilizations that have came and went. You'll be fine with this one going. But that said, though, I really don't think the civilization's going anywhere anytime soon. And it's neither here or there how I feel about that. But I think constantly posting as though and living as though the world is about to end is just a horrible way to live. Fills you with cortisol and stress and shit like that. So I see these people now, like people that used to be some of the nicest people I know, like friendly ass motherfuckers, living in fear. Like everything they talk about is about how they're afraid or they're paranoid or like something's out to get them now. It's like induced fucking schizophrenia, low key. It's not good, dude. That's just not good. It's just too fucking much, man. It's too much for me to go log on every single day and see some new fucking world-ending thing that's not world-ending. Just be fucking told it's world-ending, you know what I mean? That shit, I don't know, it wears on you. I feel like I have a pretty good, I got a good grasp on... Sorry, I thought I was being called. I feel like I got a pretty good grasp on, you know, reality, staying grounded and all that shit. I feel like it doesn't take me too much to get my bearings and all that. But I feel like some people, they don't have that. They don't have like a sense of, they don't have a way to relax. They don't have a sense of everything okay in the world, you know. They don't have like, I guess a God to turn to, you know. Like me, I'm Christian, you know. Sorry boys, I'm coming out of the closet, I'm Christian. You know, at least, I have a creator to rely on, so like when shit gets bad, shit gets down, I don't feel so good about myself. Like, I have things I can turn to. Like, I don't hold myself to the highest standard. I don't hold my fear as, like, the end-all, be-all, you know? Like, if I'm afraid about something, I know that there's a God above me type shit. But I don't think a lot of these people have that, and I know a lot of these people don't have that. They're self-proclaimed atheists, most of them. You know, to each his own on that type of thing, but I feel like that holds you back when it comes to shit like this, when times are tough or whatever, or when you're in an era where everything seems like the world's about to end. When you don't have something to hold yourself to a higher standard to, you become the highest standard, right? Whatever you see on social media, that's the highest standard. There's nothing else. Like, you've reduced everything to materialism, right? You've reduced everything to just what goes on in the world. If you don't believe in a God, then what you got on the world is all you got, right? So it makes sense that these people are afraid. It makes sense that they're paranoid, because they don't have anything to rely on. They don't have, like, a God to tell them, hey, it's going to be okay, man. They just think it's going to end. They think life is just over, and they don't have anybody to sit them down and say, hey, man, like, you're good. There's nothing to be scared of. Sometimes I wish I could be that person. I can't be, obviously. I'm just some fucking dude. Nobody believes what I have to say. So, you know, I get up on the social media or whatever, and I tell people, like, hey, you know, whatever the hell you're freaking out about probably isn't that big a deal. Or, you know, like, maybe think about it from another perspective. Try to calm yourself down a little bit. You know, they don't really care. They don't really listen. They still do their thing regardless. They're not going to listen to me. But I think it helps to try and everything. It helps to try and look at everything as though there's another side to it. As though there is a way that it could possibly be optimistic, you know? Even if it's the worst possible thing ever, like some kids dying in a fucking school shooting or some shit. You still got to find a way to look at it as though, like, there's some good in the world, you know? Like, you can't look at everything and be like, oh my god, they're shooting our kids, everything's over, we're screwed, how are we going to get rid of this? Like, you can't put yourself into doom mode immediately. You got to put yourself into solution mode. You got to put yourself into preparation mode, optimism mode, you know what I mean? You got to start thinking about solutions. You got to start thinking, like, okay, bad thing happened. How do we make sure the world continues to be a good place despite this bad thing happening? Like, how do we make the world a better place? I don't think people really do that. I think the first thing they jump to isn't necessarily solutions. It's more like a reactionary thing. They jump into, like, we gotta ban this, we gotta ban that, we gotta ban you, we gotta ban, you know, everything. But I think there's a way to look at things without having to immediately jump into politics, immediately jump into how are we going to solve this with politics. I think when these things happen, we should probably look to our community, look to ourselves, look to each other, try to speak to each other, try to figure out some common ground, you know. Try to figure out why bad things happen in the world, why we have disagreements, you know. Like if somebody says, OMG, these evil people on the other side of the aisle, they're so evil, they're so bad, why do they believe what they do? That's all they say, you know, they go out saying, like, why do they believe this? They're so evil. But they never actually want to sit down and have a conversation and understand why people believe the things they believe. They never want to actually think of something on the other side as being good in any way, shape, or form. And that's the problem, you know. You could be arguing about something till the ends of time thinking that it's evil, when in reality, it's not evil at all, and it's a good thing. And if you keep looking for every possible way to fight it and try to counter it, never actually try to see the other perspective, you're always going to live in a world as though everybody's evil and as though you're always in fear for your life. And that doesn't help you. That doesn't help anybody. I think at this point I'm just starting to reiterate myself. So, I don't know. A little bit of a rant video for you boys. Nothing really solid, not really too solid of a direction here, but I just wanted to get that shit off my mind, you know. Been thinking about it a lot. Hope you boys enjoyed the video. If you didn't, I don't care. If you did, like button's right there. Comment section down below. Leave whatever the hell you want to leave down there. It helps me in the algorithm and stuff. Type some stuff about stoner beer. Yeah. So, boys enjoyed the video. Hit a like. Alright, that's the end of the video, boys. Hope you have a good one.
Fuck it is, man. My fucking